Ibrahim sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the floor. The faint glow of his phone screen illuminated the room, a notification flashing. "Time for far." He sighed and turned it off. It had been weeks, maybe months, since he last prayed. At first, he told himself it was just a rough patch. He would get back on track soon. But as time passed, the distance between him and salah grew wider. Growing up, prayer had been a natural part of his life. His father would wake him for far with a gentle shake of the shoulder, his mother's soft voice reciting Quran as she prepared breakfast. He had prayed not out of obligation, but out of love. But life changed. Responsibilities piled up, work, studies, stress. Slowly, prayer became something he postponed, then something he rushed, and eventually, something he abandoned. At first, he felt guilty. Missing one prayer would bother him. Missing two would leave a knot in his chest. But over time, the guilt faded, replaced by excuses. "Allah understands. I'll pray when my heart is in the right place. I just don't feel anything when I pray anymore." And so he stopped. But no matter how much he distracted himself, the emptiness remained. One evening, Ibrahim scrolled through his phone, mindlessly watching videos. Suddenly, he paused on a clip of an elderly man crying in sujood. The caption read, "No matter how long you've been away, Allah is always waiting for you to return." Something inside him shifted. He quickly scrolled past it, but the words clung to his mind. That night, he met his cousin, Hamza, someone he had always admired for his faith. As they sat in a cafe, sipping tea, Hamza noticed his troubled expression. "You good, bro?" he asked. Ibrahim hesitated before muttering, "I don't know, man. I just feel lost." Hamza listened patiently as Ibrahim poured his heart out. His struggles, his guilt, his feeling that it was too late to turn back. Hamza smiled gently. "You know, the Prophet said, the closest a servant comes to his Lord is when he is in prostration. No matter how far you've gone, just one sujood can bring you back." Ibrahim looked away. "I don't even know if I deserve to be hurt anymore." Hamza shook his head. "Allah's mercy is greater than your sins, Ibrahim. Don't let Shaytan convince you otherwise. The fact that you're feeling this way means your heart is still alive." His words stayed with Ibrahim long after they parted ways. That night, Ibrahim lay in bed, unable to sleep. His mind replayed Hamza's words, and suddenly, memories from his childhood flooded in. His father standing beside him in prayer, the way he felt peace as a child when his forehead touched the ground. A lump formed in his throat. He missed that feeling. His eyes drifted to the dusty prayer mat in the corner of his room. His heart pounded as he slowly got up and reached for it. Unfolding it felt foreign. Raising his hands for takbir felt unfamiliar. But as soon as he entered sujood, something broke inside him. Tears streamed down his face as he whispered, "Ya Allah, I have been lost for so long. I turned away from you, ignored your signs. But tonight, I just need you. Please forgive me." The burden he had been carrying for years seemed to lift. For the first time in a long time, Ibrahim felt peace. Because in that moment, he realized Allah had never abandoned him. He had only been waiting for Ibrahim to return.